Morning, Leanne.
Now, Yusuf, we speak about Crime Line, but it's Crime Line, I suppose, has found an opportunity that it needs to go bigger than just Crime Line. Now you're talking about Drug Watch. What's this all about?
Most certainly. 2 weeks ago, we were at the business breakfast at the Central Convention Centre together with the New Age and Morning Live. Within 2 hours of the show, we had 1,650 anonymous tip-offs to Crime Line and calls to Crime Stop, the largest number we ever had in the history of both Crime Line and Crime Stop. They were detailed tip-offs about drug dealers and drug manufacturers. And last week, Wednesday, we launched Drug Watch, a partnership between the South African Police Service, Lead South Africa, the JMPD, Crime Line, the community at large. And I'm happy to announce on the show this morning, Leanne, as a result of this partnership, as of 8 o'clock last night, 1,823 people have been arrested in Gauteng alone, and millions of rands of drugs have been seized, including 5,500 Mandrax tablets, about 335 Dagga plants, and the list continues. So great strides have been made. The gloves are off.
That is fantastic. Please, everybody, get a pen out, because this is the number now. Yusuf, talk me through this. This is it's not. Is this Crime Line or is this Drug Watch? What's the difference?
Well, we have Crime Line, which is the anonymous tip-off service, either by SMS 32211 at the cost of R1, or you can go to crimeline.co.za. The other number is the 24-hour police Crime Stop number, which is 08600 10111. You can use anyone, even if you trust your local cop. Please go to him and give the tip-off, irrespective, as long as we get detailed information and somebody you trust, and make sure that you're anonymous if you want to be.
That's amazing. All right, Ricardo, let's bring you in. Now, you were a drug addict for many, many years, and you've sort of moved through this time. Talk us through this period of your life, though, when you were addicted to drugs.
Oh, there was a bumpy road on the streets of Hillbrow back in the day, back in the 80s, 90s. Very difficult time for me. Lost everything, lost valuable friends, and it was a terrible thing. And just to know that, being in this thing, involved in drugs, is you go into it blindfolded, and when you before you know it, you're into it and you are trapped, and it's difficult for you to come out of it unless there's somebody that pulls you out of it, and that encourages you and tell you, listen, this is the way to go. And then I really feel sorry for what's happening to our children these days. And I walk the streets of Cape Town. I go in there, I get in there, and I see our children perish about this thing. And it's a terrible thing. It's horrible.
Who helped you out of it? How did you get out of it?
Well, I had to make a change. I had to go more, higher power, God, spiritually. I needed more help, because there wasn't any guidance for me. There wasn't anything. Hillbrow was a place of just touch and go, and there was nobody to reach out to, and nobody that can reach out to you. So the better option for me was to go seek for a church and find myself, find who I really am, find my true identity, and what I'm made of, what gift I have in. And
it's not easy, though. It must take a lot of strength to get out of it.
It is so difficult.
But the reality is that people need help.
Yes.
And that's what the reality is.
We salute people like Ricardo and the hundreds of other South Africans who are now standing up. I was in Eerstrus on Saturday with the community. All of yesterday we were in Lenasia together with the Deputy President of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, MEC Vadi. And Leanne, when you listen to the stories of drug addicts, former drug addicts, it brings a tear to your eye. When you hear a mother in Mitchell's Plain saying that her own son raped her because of his drug habit, the own son raped his grandmother because of the drug habit, we have a serious problem. And really, the time has now come for us to keep our eyes and our ears open. And that is one of the ideas with Drug Watch, is to say, break the silence. Cyril Ramaphosa and I were at a block of flats yesterday in Lenasia next to a Senka clinic. And we were told by the residents of this block of flats that people are selling drugs right during the daytime, the local police allegedly failing to act. And these are the problems we have. So as much as we're pointing fingers, we have to hold the police accountable. But more importantly, we want to make sure that we target the big fish, the drug dealers and the drug manufacturers. There was a bust in Pretoria North at a brothel. Police found a large quantity of drugs stashed in between 320 live chickens. And you ask yourself, why do you have live chickens in between this drug the stash? And simply because they want to they want to disguise the smell of the drugs. This is how brazen the drug dealers and drug manufacturers have become. We have to fight the scourge. And yesterday we issued a very stern warning to the drug dealers, which I'm going to repeat here today. The gloves are off, the fight is on, we are coming. You can run, but you cannot hide.
Yeah.
We will fight the scourge with the full might of the police, which the police have promised they will do. But more importantly, we want the communities, Leanne, to blow the whistle. You have to keep your eyes and your ears open, or we have to snuff them out.
Yeah, you know, that's the reality, is that help is needed.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, as much as we talk about the fact that, yes, the police may be watching in certain circumstances and everything, but people cannot be there all the time. It's the community that have eyes on the ground. I mean, in your instance, it would have been, I suppose, had somebody been tipped off and your drug dealers were taken away, I mean, you wouldn't have been able to get the drugs. And you would have been forced to come clean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well,
it's urging people to come clean.
it is.
Yeah, in every sense of the word. You know, Yusuf, I was reading through some of the Twitter feeds as well, and a lot of comments, which was quite amazing. Some people saying, and I don't have it in front of me, unfortunately, but they listed a couple of countries that I think it was this past weekend that have legalized drugs.
Correct. In fact, I just went through the Twitter feed now.
Did you?
And I had a look. I mean, somebody refers to Portugal.
That's one of them,
We constantly get the Holland example. I firmly believe that, you know what, the debate is not now about legalization. We know for a matter of fact, Leanne, that the drug dealers and the drug manufacturers are targeting our young people. We have committed to going to schools. We have committed to going to communities. But we want the communities to take the lead. Don't wait for Drug Watch. Don't wait for the local drug council to come. You have to take the lead. In line with becoming an active citizen, you have to get out there. And we will come and support you wherever we can. Legalization is a different debate. And I think we can always have that debate. I mean, people are saying it's good to arrest hundreds of people. What about the prosecution? And we agree. We have a major challenge with the criminal justice system. But we have to keep on trying to clean up our streets of this drug scourge.
All right, Yusuf, thank you very much for joining us. Ricardo, I know you're playing us out, so I don't want to steal any more time from you, and I know you've got a new CD, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. Let's take a break here. Yusuf Abramjee, thank you for joining us, and Ricardo, thank you very much as well for being our guest here on Morning Live. Write that number down, South Africa. Let's beat that record. Come on. Let's bust these drug dealers. They don't belong here in South Africa.